Now, let's introduce the Rust programming language. From the Rust website, we see these quotes. Rust is blazingly fast and memory efficient, with no runtime or garbage collector. And also, Rust's rich type system and ownership model guarantee memory safety and thread safety. These two quotes are a fancy way of saying that Rust is a memory-safe systems language, which is something that we don't see very often. For me, the best description of Rust is that Rust is a modern systems programming language. A modern language is a language that solves a lot of the problems in its predecessors. The two main languages that we tend to compare Rust to are C and C++, and Rust does a lot of the things that they do much better. If you know one thing about Rust, it's probably that it is a low-level language that guarantees memory safety. And this is one of the main selling points of Rust. Recently, the Chromium project published a report on their security vulnerabilities, and they found that 70% of the high-severity security issues are memory and safety problems. Microsoft published a similar report with similar numbers. So, even the best teams in the world fail to write safe C and C++ code. With Rust, all of those security vulnerabilities would just be impossible because your code will not compile if you are using memory wrong. And you might be thinking that Java and Go and Python and all of these other languages are also memory safe, but they use a garbage collector to achieve that. Rust has no GC and still gives the same memory guarantees as these garbage collected languages. This might be what Rust is famous with, but it's not the only good feature of the language. Other modern features that distinguish Rust from its predecessors is that it has no node types or no pointers. Instead, the language is using its very rich type system to represent the absence of a value. This means no more dereferencing no pointers or no pointer exceptions. Also, there are no exceptions in Rust. Again, the language is using its type system to enforce proper error handling. Another requirement for a modern language is a good package manager and build system. And Rust comes with a great package manager called Cargo. It is similar to NPM for JavaScript, compared to the normal C or C++ workflow of writing endless make files and debugging linker issues. Compiling Rust is as hard as adding a list of your dependencies to a manifest file and typing cargo build in the terminal. And the cherry on top is the fact that Rust guarantees that if your code compiles, it is data race free. This is definitely a game changer for writing complex asynchronous code. These are just a handful of the amazing features of Rust. In this course, we will explore most of them, plus many more.